Hello, and welcome back to the 7th installment of TED Talks Truth and Reality. I was really happy to get my previous efforts on YouTube completed. It has been extremely difficult trying to talk to the outside world through some blue dot on my webcam, hoping to effect a major change on your personal view of the actual reality taking place outside the window of your mind. It is really hard to be animated and energized speaking to a screen and out into the ethereal universe, but I will get better as we go along, just as you will become more comfortable with the new you emerging from the past version you once thought and believed was you. As is your story, my story is unique. It is a one-of-a-kind tale, and as more of it unfolds, more and more lost souls will want to join us on our journey to find everlasting inner peace and happiness inside the very lining of their personal skin. To help illustrate, explain, and clarify my unique point of view for discovering personal happiness through personal self-enlightenment, I want you to sincerely contemplate the following comment. The best laid plans of mice and men oftentimes go awry. Have you ever given any deep introspective thought to this saying of Robert Burns? Well, for 40 years I have, and 35 years ago I actually began to write a book about my personal quest for honest answers to the quandary on why and how our best planning efforts most times go haywire and out of control. As the real truth and actual reality of this seemingly simple statement became revealed, and as I grew to comprehend the cause and effect of selfism on our daily endeavors, I finally realized our self-centered expectations create false illusions, which sprang out of us selfishly trying to rule and determine the future. But the universe doesn't function and operate under our command and guidance. Therefore, disappointment, suffering, fears, and demons grow from those self-imposed concepts in our me-first realities. And as the quote states, personal plans and schemes most times do and will go wrong, especially when they are made without the constant temperance and vigilant guidance of a spiritual aspect from the Creator of all truth. In and around every thought and eventual deed that manifests from our thinking and doing, this truth force affects our moment-to-moment choices. As thoughts and deeds stream together to form the truth of our unique life, if we choose wrong, bad ideas and concepts from other mortals, we, the people, only propagate more of the same old mistakes. During my 40 years of soul-searching for the Holy Grail of personal self-truth, a self-discovered vision, my vision of the God thing of reality, eventually became my personal revelation and inner guide. This truth or self-truth demonstrated time and again it is impossible to control outside physical forces. Those who try most times fail and waste precious time doing so. Even as I tried to prepare for this series, every plan and scheme to begin went awry. My original desire was to begin this series of talks on Valentine's Day, because the title of my book, begun 35 years ago, is Slow Down and Love. What better day to start discussions on love than on the designated day of love? But Mother Nature stepped in, and several days before that date, the worst storm of the century struck the East Coast, and my wife got stuck in Florida while visiting our grandkids, and all her flights through Atlanta were canceled and delayed for 4 days, and I became stuck waiting in Norfolk for her return flight. When I finally got back home to Hatteras Island, I realized I wasn't really ready to begin, for I didn't even know how to use the new webcam or even how to put a video on YouTube yet. So, after watching countless videos from teenagers familiar with the do's and don'ts of preparing a video presentation, and the do's and don'ts of how to look and how long to talk on YouTube, I began to lay out a new plan and scheme to begin on March 15th. The date was symbolic for two important reasons. First and foremost, it was my father's birthday, and he always used to say he was born on the Ides of March, the day Julius Caesar was killed and stabbed in the back by his best friend, Brutus, which was the second reason for symbolically beginning my discussions on that day. Even your best friend can and will justify turning against you. Trust me, I speak from experience. So please be aware and always thoughtful of what you say and do on social media, as well as being mindful of every thought and deed contemplated during every second of your life. The thoughts you entertain in your mind and heart, and the actions caused by the choices made from that mindset, affects you and yours forever going forward. Because what you say and do will always be there on the internet and in the mind of the cosmic force governing all reality, bad deeds will come back to stab you in the backsides. You see this time and again. Unconscious past evil thoughts and bad deeds keep repeating and haunting all lost souls. Especially look out for your so-called self-centered friends to whom you blindly trust and confide your most private inner thoughts and feelings. When push comes to shove, most will turn against you if the outcome benefits them the most. It is truly impossible to rely on anyone else outside your inner self. True, real friends are hard to find, so cherish and respect and love those who are. But when we finish our time together, everyone will want to be your friend because you will symbolize truth and reality and exude those qualities to all in your pathway. A growing, or better put, a glowing inner essence will shine from inside you, and this inner happiness and projected confidence will attract all others who want to be around you because of this loving and peaceful aura. However, today most people can't even trust themselves, let alone someone outside their self-centric me world mind. Most lost souls dwelling in the collective herd mind base and measure their personal belief system on physical values using material criteria, with all personal choices unconsciously influenced by mental reasons and opinions discerned from personal logic and data that has been collected from outside earthly sources, mostly from the cold, impersonal collective herd mind. All lost souls wander this earth, making me-first choices that are absent of any tempering from spiritual truth in the process. Very few of us feel or comprehend the bigger picture of life, causing all our choices to be relying upon random luck and circumstance of coincidence. The task of being certain your decisions will be right is an impossible endeavor. If an individual relies only on physical ways and mental means for evaluating choices for self and relationships with others, they are doomed to failure and repeat past mistakes again and again if they rely on physical ways only. Without spiritual guidance and constant vigilance, you will most times be wrong, as Caesar found out the hard way, and as I discovered on my journey through life's obstacle course. Self-centered desires can, do, and will most times than not override personal choices in relationships with others. Most personal decisions are made with the final and overarching thought of what is in the outcome for me. Well, Mother Nature stepped in again and gave me a stomach ailment that zapped all my energy to pursue my latest plan and scheme to appear on YouTube. And also my planned follow-up presentation on St. Patrick's Day. The perfect day to speak about happiness. What better day to begin discussions on the ideal way to achieve being happy than on St. Patrick's Day? But both plans likewise did go awry again. Then I decided to begin my Truth Talks on April 1st. All Fool's Day seemed appropriate to begin talking about deception and lies, on the only day officially recognized and celebrated as a day of pranks, falsehoods, and deceits. Ironically, on the other 364 days, we blindly and unconsciously carry on our daily endeavors as if we are fully honest and truthful with ourselves and with others. Nothing could be further from real truth and actual reality. We cheat and deceive ourselves and others 24/7, 365 days of each year. We just don't want to admit or recognize that truth. But a cracked tooth popped up to delay that start, and I tabled it for a future day. However, none of this made me angry or upset, because the lesson I learned on my search for self-enlightenment taught me not to ever get upset. And this effort is extremely difficult and near impossible at times, but we must try as best we can to learn to see and feel the good, positive side of life's potential. Begin to view all life's derailments or delays or disappointment or disagreements or disasters as possibly having good outcomes down the road. Just grin and bear it, because if it is good today, it might even be better tomorrow, and usually is. Don't allow today's difficulties to cloud or ruin tomorrow's potential. This or that following concept is an integral component of my tale. Always, and I do mean always, and constantly try your very best, now, today, in the present, to bridge yesterday, the past, with a potentially better and happier future tomorrow. Please remember that, and remember it always if you can, because it is a key to being happy, drawing every tick of the clock and beat of your heart. As I said earlier, I had great plans on how to begin my YouTube talks, and didn't really mind the delays that kept popping up, because in my overall master scheme, I plan to eventually get you to help me spread the truth and reality to others. By the end of our journey together, you will want to employ a happier, more pleasant outlook on life and utilize, employ, adapt, and most of all, capitalize on this way of thinking, drawing every heartbeat while on earth. And while on earth, just try to do the right thing, and everything will be all right at the end of the day, because tomorrow is a great day to begin trying again. Until we meet again, double filter that last statement. Thank you, and Godspeed.